morning, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Tanapoom Jamphon, and today I'm going to be presented on the endocrine system that I've chosen from the crossword. So the first hormone is called the estrogen. So estrogen is responsible for the change in physical property of human, and also especially in women. Although the men have the estrogen too, but we have it in some smaller amount than the women. So estrogen will be changing a girl into the woman. So this term is also called the puberty. So these changes can also include the growth of breast, the growth of the pubic and underarm hair, and also the control of the menstrual cycle. So estrogen will help control the menstrual cycle and also important for the woman too in order to undergo the childbearing process. And also there's another function of the estrogen, such as to keep the cholesterol in control, to protect the bone health from both women and men, and also affect the bone, heart, skin, and other tissues as well. The second hormone is the insulin. So there are three different types of insulin. Changes like depends on the how fast that they start to work and how long they continue to work in the body. So let's start with the first one. The first one is called the bolus insulin or the mealtime insulin. This was used before meals to control the rise of blood glucose level after eating the food. So there's two actings of this hormone. So first is rapid acting and also the short acting. And the second one is the basal insulin to control your blood glucose level between meals and throughout the night. So this actually used once or twice daily. It can be used alone in combination with oral medicines or rapid acting insulin. So intermediate acting and also long acting are considered in the basal insulins. And the last one is the premixed insulin. So there are the combination of bolus and basal insulin that controls blood glucose level after and between the meals. So these are usually used twice daily before breakfast and dinner. So they can be used alone or in the combination with the oral medicine as well. So the third hormone is the calcitonin hormone. It is involved in helping the regulate levels of calcium and phosphate into the blood. So opposing the action of the parathyroid hormone, this means it acts to reduce the calcium levels in the blood. So there are two main mechanisms involved in this reducing calcium levels of the calcitonin. First, the calcitonin inhibits the activity of the osteoclasts, which are the cells responsible for breaking down the bone. So when the bone is broken down, the calcium contained in its bone is released into the bloodstream. So therefore, the inhibition of the osteoclast by calcitonin directly reduces the amount of calcium released into the blood. So it is only the short-lived mechanism. So the second one, it can also decrease the resorption of calcium in the kidneys, to again leading in a lower calcium level in the blood. The fourth hormone is the melatonin hormone. So it is a natural hormone made by your body's pineal gland. This is a pea-sized gland localized in above the middle of the brain. So during the daylight, the pineal is inactive. So when the sun goes down and the darkness occurs, the pineal is turned on by the STN and begins to actively produce the melatonin. So as a result, melatonin levels in the blood rise sharply, and you will begin to feel less alert. So sleep becomes more inviting. Melatonin levels in the blood stay elevated for about 12 hours, so all through the night. So before the light of a new day, when they fall back to low daytime levels about 9 a.m., daytime levels of melatonin are barely detectable. So besides adjusting the limits of the clock, so bright light has another effect. It directly inhibits the release of the melatonin. So this is why melatonin is sometimes called the Dracula of hormones. It only comes out in the dark, and even if the pineal gland is switched on by the clock, it will not produce melatonin unless the person is in a dimly light environment. So the last thing is the thymus. The thymus is a little organ in the body which also does some important things in the endocrine system and in other systems as well. So it produces the progenitor cells which mature into T cells or the thymus-derived cells. So this body uses the T cells to help destroy the infected or the cancerous cells. T cells created by the thymus also help other organs in the immune system to grow properly as well. So these cells are so vital. They are often donated to those in need, and it says that the thymus is the primary donor of cells of the lymphatic system, much as bone marrow is the cell donor for the cardiovascular system, and also secretes some important hormones such as the thymulin, which are hormones that assist in the process where T cells differentiated into different types, and also the thymosin, which accentuated the immune response as well as stimulating the pituitary hormones such as the growth hormone. For the presentation, thank you very much.